Welcome to Three Questions with MotionPoint. I'm your host, Dominic Ditterby, and I have the absolute pleasure of being here with Anna Leikas. Anna is the head of marketing for Fluentic. Fluentic supercharges your customer service with AI-powered real-time translation applications for customer service automation. Anna, how are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here with you, and very excited to talk about localization, the customer experience, and integrating translation technologies into, complex softwares. Well, I guess that kicks it off. And if you don't mind, tell me, when integrating translation applications into complex software systems like a CRM, like Salesforce, like what do you think are the biggest complications? What are the biggest challenges, hurdles? Sorry about that.
I think the biggest challenge is, or when it gets complicated to integrate translation software is when companies are using systems that are outdated or not integratable. So unlike Salesforce, for example, which is very integratable, but the more you need to do any kind of custom solutions or special coding for just a single use case, the more expensive and less sustainable the solution also becomes. So I think the complexities lie in not being able to kind of plug the software in by having this kind of either outdated or really like complex systems that make it difficult. So I think if businesses want to stay competitive and make sure that the solutions are sustainable in the long term, they should invest in modern platforms that make it easy to integrate different systems and applications to them. Fluentic, yeah, sorry. Because like Fluentic, for example, is purpose built for Salesforce, so it's really easy. It's just a ready built one-click integration, so there's really no complexities there. And then you can make it more if you want to make it more custom solution. There's also options to do that, but it doesn't need to be complicated if you have the system and the compatible software that goes with it.
Yeah, so it's like there seems to be a dependency in a lot of these technologies, right? Not Salesforce, but where if the application and the system are not both to their latest versions, then the integration becomes more of a custom architecture and process than it is just a one click, we're done, type of thing. And that's actually very interesting. We see that a lot with multiple different industries and use cases, not only just on the CRM level, but it does seem so that when, for example, you have a translation connector for your CMS, if your translation connector is not updated to the latest CMS version, right? For example, Drupal 7.0 versus 9.0, or you know what I mean? It can be full of friction. And, it sounds like with Fluentic and Salesforce, this isn't the case, and it's very interesting, but absolutely integrating software has always been a challenge, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, that's great. So I love that answer. So tell me more about how translation can enhance the customer service experience, specifically within a system like a CRM or an online portal, from an online or digital point of view.
Yeah, so translation software can enhance the customer experience by removing language barriers, basically, so that, of course, everyone prefers to consume content and do their business and get service in their own language or in the language that they're most comfortable in. So the translation software can, of course, make then sure that all the customers get the content in their own language, or surveys, any kind of customer feedback surveys, and self-service content is provided in multiple different languages. But then also the best customer experience is when the customers can also get help to their customer inquiries. So So get like, for example, the support in a chat or any Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever channels the business uses, so that they can get all that service in their own language as well, or in the language that they're most comfortable with, so that they feel like they are important and they're listened to and they're understood in the language that they speak. So
you're so right, Anna. It's just I see a lot of times they'll translate their website, they'll translate some PDF documents, a brochure, but really, then they sign up, they become a customer. There's some sort of online portal. There's some sort of like experience that they have to engage with the brand on, and then that's not translated. So like you're from Finland, right? Imagine you're Finnish, you go through a buyer's journey on the website and it's all in Finnish, you're feeling special, you're feeling great, and then you're trying to engage with a customer success or customer support application, or maybe you're even trying to log into your own portal to see your own information, right? And suddenly now this is just only in English. And you're like, wait, but like the whole sign up experience at the beginning, when I first trusted you, it was all in Finnish. Why is it not in Finnish anymore? And I think you just nailed it on the head. It's like you want to make them feel special, but it's also maybe even more like you want to continue to make them feel special post purchase, right? Now it's about like customer retention. Now it's about customer satisfaction. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, and also especially in industries like travel industry or banking industry, where the customers, for global businesses that have customers all around the world, they want to be able to make changes to their booking or contact the airline in the middle of the night, and then, or like their card gets locked when they're traveling and they want to get support, and they want to like really, it's stressful if you have to wait long, for example, to get support, or when you do get it, then it's not necessarily in the language that you're comfortable with. Then it's really, it's really enhances really like the experience in those kinds of cases and creates trust and the sense of inclusivity. Also that the business cares about people who speak my language and they want to provide service in my language as well.
I love that painting that you just portrayed, because you're right. Like it doesn't get dirty or hard or ugly until it really does, right? Like that situation that you just described. You're in another country, your car just got blocked. You're trying to figure it out. You want to do it in language. Being able to do so easily, such a difference, right? Such a difference to the consumer. Well, that's wonderful. And listen, we're both in the translation and localization industry. Tell me, like, how has the influence of AI, especially recently, I feel like everything's about AI these days, you know, boosted the customer experience in terms of translation? And maybe you can give us an example of how AI is impacting Fluentic specifically, or your customers.
Yeah. So with the rise of AI, and every company wants to learn about the different ways of using AI and what AI could do for their business, is that it really allows, or kind of even forces, companies to rethink what are the actual tasks where humans bring value and what humans actually do better, and what tasks and what processes can be made more efficient with AI and being taken care of by AI. And also in customer service, it makes also the service much faster, makes it easier, or can make it easier for customers to find self-service content, or like find solutions to their questions themselves, so they don't even need to talk to a person. But when there's of course many situations where they need to, or they prefer to talk to a person, then as many as possible of those interactions are made digital instead of the phone, which is really inefficient and expensive line of customer communication, because no one wants to wait on the phone for hours to get service. So when more of the tasks and the customer touch points are digitalized, then that also gives a good huge opportunity for translation software to make it even better in terms of the customer experience, so that everyone can get service in their own language when they want, and also so make it the service, like I said, faster and more accessible, but also make it more personal. That's the key in customer experience, that it's more personable, that like it's like a unique, you actually, when you talk to a human instead of a chatbot, there's still this example with Fluentic, this translation software that still uses AI to make it possible for any customer service person to communicate with any customer in the customer's language, and tailor those conversations really for that specific company's tone of voice, and make sure that the customer experience is consistent in different languages also, which is often a challenge. So that, like, because there's different teams taking care of the different language interactions, so when there's no need to break that process into different teams based on the language, but anyone can help any customer at any point, it also makes it possible to have a more consistent customer experience that doesn't depend on what language you're using. And again, making the customer feel more special and heard in their own language, like their personal preferences are taken into account, whether it's language, but also with the help of AI, of course, also like things like product recommendations, just in every way, just kind of using the data and the automation and the AI capabilities to enrich the customer interaction, the customer experience.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what AI is able to do is fit in of the customer experience that, you know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago were not thought about as much. Maybe they have been, but and then really truly doing something that's what translation's always done, right? Which is let you speak to somebody when you don't even know how to speak that language. And at the end of the day, being able to do so in an authentic way that does not take away from the I would say the integrity of your relationship with that person, where like maybe they you would like them to think or experience that you are also fluent in that language, not for your sake, but providing a really good experience for them in their onboarding journey or the customer success journey. That's really the point. And of course, the whole world doesn't speak the same language yet. And because of that, like these types of technologies really help you build relationships in any language. And I think that's really the core of what you and I have been talking today, Anna. And I really appreciate it. So that does it for 3 questions with MotionPoint. Anna, thank you so much. I really hope that we can get you on again soon. I appreciate it. And until next time, I'm your host, Dominic Ditterbide. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.